Repeated but clear, China wants to see a reasonable and national end to the South Sudan conflict. That message was echoed in China's four-point position. Chinese Foreign Minister Wang Yi said that an immediate ceasefire is foremost important to make way for continuing peace talks, and a mutually acceptable political dialogue is imperative. Wang called on the international community to perform two tasks: to intensify their support by urging communication between the warring sides and to help those affected by the violence.
As a friend of South Sudan, China is willing to play a constructive role in pushing forward the peace talks between the two sides.
But when Wang told media that he was willing to go as far as personally mediate with the two sides, international politics experts questioned if China was wavering on its keystone non-interference policy on foreign affairs. Chinese Foreign Ministry spokeswoman Hua Chunying said China has always stuck to this policy, but some say it's a dilemma and that China's non-interference policy may come to clash with the fundamental national interests like energy and food security.
It is not a dilemma at all. Chinese only use its constructive engagement in South Sudan's peace talks. If it is an interference policy, then China will perhaps should use military forces or impose its unilateral sanctions.
She says it would be very unlikely for China to shift its foreign policy, but stressed that Africa historically takes a unique position. In 1971, African countries supported China in resuming its seat in the UN Security Council. To date, China has the largest peacekeeping mission amongst permanent members of the Council in Africa. She added that China is paying more attention to peace and security in Africa due to an influx of Chinese personnel, investment, and business activities in recent years. Media reports say as many as 1 million Chinese nationals now live or work in the continent. In South Sudan, about 100 Chinese companies related to the fields of petroleum and construction are registered in South Sudan, says the Chinese embassy there. International experts say it's no surprise that China is putting its full weight behind the peace talks to restore stability in South Sudan. China is the biggest investor in oil fields in South Sudan through state-owned Chinese oil giants, China National Petroleum Corp and Sinopec. Oil production is down by 20% since the onset of the conflict 3 weeks ago, and more than 300 Chinese workers have been evacuated. Now, regardless of China's intentions for a peaceful resolution to the conflicts in South Sudan, one thing for sure is that China now, as a major global power, is seeking a more active role in international affairs. Teressa, CCTV, Beijing.